Hey y'all! For those of you that don't know me, my name is Brittany. I am Trinidadian, but I currently live in Brooklyn, New York. And if you don't know, you will know very soon. I love books. So this YouTube channel is for me to like share my thoughts on books that I've already read. Maybe I'll do like book hauls, maybe I'll do books that I want to give away. But it's really just reviews and me talking about books because I love them, as you can see. My library isn't even like, my bookshelf isn't even as like big as it like I've seen other people's libraries, but I do intend for it to get there. So just stay with me. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad that y'all are here. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like. Wow. I guess I'm a YouTuber now. I just said the line, so I'm official. But for today, I'm not gonna review a book just yet. I will be doing that in the next video, so I will be wearing the same thing. But for this intro video, I wanted to do it's called a Bookstagram Newbie tag, but I'm gonna do it for my YouTube. So it's just like a few questions so you can get to know me better. So first one, why do you love to read? I feel like I started reading when I was like super young, like I want to say like in primary school. That's in Trinidad. So that's probably like for fun, that is, because obviously you like read since you're like in kindergarten, but for fun, maybe like 7, 8, 9, like around that age. And mostly because where I grew up, my cousins would like read a lot and they had their own like library, and it was like much bigger than, like it was like a huge wall of just books on books on books. Because my uncle was a teacher at the time, so I'm sure like he encouraged them to read, and then they also just like loved reading on their own. And so like I would go over to their house and they would have like of course they had like Harry Potter and like those like they had like Goosebumps, and I don't know if you guys know about Enid Blyton, like just like all the classic like children's books. And like me wanting to like fit in and be like, I just started like reading. I'm like, oh, this is actually like fun. It's funny because like I now teach and my kids think the literal opposite, where it's like, ew, reading, kill me. So anyway, I feel like I just love reading because it's it's been something that I started doing when I was really young and then like never gave it up. Like I've just been reading all this time. Won't tell you my age, but it's been a minute. And it's there's just so many good books out there, and I feel like even recently books have just gotten like better and better and better, like more drama, like more diverse. Just like I don't know if this is the first time I did this, but I just read like a co-written book. Maybe I'm just like like I've been under a rock, but like that was new for me. Like I haven't read like a fiction book where it's like two ladies sharing the rights, and I guess it was like from two perspectives. It was called We Are Not Like Them. Christine something, sorry, you can go look for it. But yeah, so I think reading has gotten like even better as like I've grown up, so my love for it just has never dwindled away, which I'm very grateful for. So yeah, I also just don't like spending like hours watching TV, hours like watching, like I'm more of just like I'll take out a book and read for hours. Like I will like not lose interest at all. Whereas like when I'm watching TV, I'm like, I'm a little sleepy, or I'm kind of tired of this. So yeah. Do you have a favorite place to read? No. I usually just like read in bed or read on the couch or read on the train when I'm going to work. Or maybe I'll just go to like to the park and read if the weather's nice. I don't have a favorite place to read. I can read anywhere. I really like would want to read like in more places if I can. I always like look at these people on like Instagram or YouTube, and they're like reading like at like a restaurant, and I'm like, interesting. Like I don't take books with me everywhere that I go. Like if I'm gonna do like errands, I wouldn't like have a book in my purse, but like I feel like people do that like all the time, and I'm like, oh, because then they end up getting like those good those authentic like Instagram pics, and I'm like, oh, like I should have took a book here, I could have like put it right here with my cup, like, you know. But yeah, I don't have a favorite place to read. What book or series got you into reading? Like I said, when I was younger, I read like a whole bunch of like those like mystery books, um, just a whole bunch of children's books. I don't really have like one specific one that stands out in my brain as like, this is the one that got me into reading. I would say mostly like, if I could talk about like who like helped me or influenced me, like definitely like my family members, but I don't have like a specific series. What kind of books do you like to read? This question is kind of like broad, like fiction, nonfiction. You know, I would say definitely like fiction books. Nonfiction books, they're like a little bit slower, and like it takes a lot out of me to like focus on a nonfiction book. So definitely fiction, definitely like Black authors. So like Caribbean people, or like African American. Obviously I've actually like started reading like Middle Eastern people as well, which are like, they don't sleep on them, they write some good books. But I usually like focus more on like Black authors, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I actually want to like get more into reading like more Caribbean books, because I feel like I had a bookstagram, and I'm actually like just like in the process of deleting it, because I want to just put my bookstagram and my personal stuff together, because it's like it's me as a brand. But I followed like a lot of like Caribbean readers and like Caribbean bookstagrammers, and they suggested like a whole bunch of good ones. So my list is pretty long. Next question. Do you prefer paperback or hardcover books, and why? Okay. I prefer paperback books because they don't have the little flap, and I find the flap very annoying. Is that controversial? I don't think so. Like whenever I have a hardcover book with the flap, I take it off immediately, and like I just read the book. Like if the cover's black, it's like, oh well, you don't know what I'm reading. But like I just don't like the fact that the flap is like, so it slides up and down, it's like off and on. So just for that one reason, I think I prefer paperback. But I also know that like sometimes the paperback cover picture isn't like as nice or like vibrant as like the hardcover one. So I would buy, like I have like hardcover books, but I think I would just prefer just paperback, just for like simplicity. Also, paperback is like sometimes cheaper than hardcovers, so like save your money, sis or bro. Do you read more than one book at a time? Yes and no. I feel like recently though, I've been trying to like read a little bit of like, so I have like one book I'm reading primarily for like entertainment. I'm currently reading Harlem Shuffle by Colson Whitehead. So that's the book like I have in my bag. If I'm on the train, I'll read it, or like a little bit at night. I was also reading like a Christian like spiritual book called Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Meyer. So I guess I'm like reading like 2 books at a time, but in terms of like 2 books for like entertainment, like 2 fiction like fun books, no. I feel like I would be confused for myself. Not really confused, but like why would I do that? I just read one, be done with it, and then leave it, go on to the next one. I mean, but to each their own. Like if you can read multiple books, and like keep on track and like not be like flip-floppy, then you go for it. I also, like I said, I think before, like I said, I teach. So I'm doing my master's. So I'm reading stuff for like work, I'm reading stuff for school. So I can't be like, I would be all over the place. What book or book series are you most excited to read this year? I said this before, more Caribbean books. I don't have like a specific series that I follow, but I want to read this Bookstagrammer that I follow continuously recommends What Storm, What Thunder. I think it's like a Haitian author that wrote it. So I'm gonna read that. I want to read there's one called Pleasantville. I feel like that's Jamaican. I want to read I think these might be, I don't think these are Caribbean, but like there's one called Black Cake. I want to read that. There's another one called Yinka, Where's Your Husband? Listen, my Amazon shopping, my list, I have like 20 books. So I did put them all in my cart to see how much it would be, and it was like 300. So I was like, nah. But maybe I'll get like 5 or 4 and do a nice little video for y'all. We'll see. Do you reread books? Why or why not? I do not reread books. I have never reread a book that I finished. Should I? I feel like there are books that I would be like, yo, like I would reread this, but like why? There's so many new books coming out where I'm like, no, I have to read this one, I have to read this one. So I wouldn't like go back and reread it. I would recommend it, you know? That would be like, if it's so good, I would recommend it. But I haven't reread a book. Let me know if that's like a thing. Like, why do people reread books? Like, is it like, or maybe I just haven't found a book that's that good yet. You let me know. Do you have a monthly book budget? No. I see it. I want it. No. Let me not act like I'm like a crazy like shopper, but I don't have a book budget. Like, I don't crazily buy books. Like, if I'm done with the ones that I have, then I'll just buy like the next 1 or 2 that's on my list. Or like if I go to a bookstore and I'm like, oh, this is cute, like I'll grab one, but I don't like buy books like every month like that to like need a budget. Well, that's it. I thought I had more questions. The other one is, what questions would you like to ask your favorite bookstagrammers? I don't really have anything at the top of my brain that I would ask them. But that was my Bookstagram / YouTubegram. What do you call a Bookstagram on YouTube? I don't know. But that was my intro. I am really excited to just like dive into this. I have books that I'm currently reading that I'm gonna review, and hopefully it'll get you like interested in books, or like you want to read the ones that I review. I'm gonna do one right now, right after this. So thank you guys so much for like following along, getting to know me. Like I said, like, subscribe, share. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.